All right, halftime of the JV game, so we can get started here. I want to quickly have a coaches meeting. Most of it is going to be about the All-Star game coming up this summer. As you well know, the guy that did it in the previous, however many years, got out of it. So for a while there, us coaches were pretty worried that there wouldn't be a game. And then Dustin, who's going to speak here in a minute, stepped up and is doing everything for the game. So that, first of all, thank you, Dustin, for doing that. We were pretty concerned that it wasn't going to be in a UP All-Star game anymore. So a little bit about me. My name is Coach Levier. I live in Engadine. I'm a retired football coach and teacher, and I work for Vertical Raise now, the fundraising company. So we're going to talk a little bit about how we're going to tweak how we fundraise for the game also. So let me first kick it to Dustin. He's going to talk a little bit about the details of the game. And again, thank you again, Dustin, for taking on this massive undertaking, because us coaches know that this is a huge thing, this All-Star game. So Dustin, want to kind of quickly introduce yourself and give us some details?
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for showing up. Obviously, like I said, this couldn't have been better timing at halftime of the game. So, I think that timed up pretty good. But for the most part, right? I mean, a lot of you guys that are in this call, you've been a part of this game for since the creation of it. So it's been an unbelievable thing that Todd's been able to do for the last 15, 16 years. And we really wanted to keep it going. We have a lot of talent here in the UP, and obviously, this is just another way for these kids to showcase their abilities. So one of the biggest things that before we can even move forward with a lot of like the details of the game is we got to make sure that the fundraising is there, because this game is predicated off that. And this is the first year that we've used Vince and Vertical Raise, just because I think it's going to really take a lot of obviously it's going to take a lot of legwork off for me personally. And I think it's going to help the kids too tremendously. So I think we can get this thing done in a short period of time versus having this thing kind of drag out a little bit like years past, where some kids didn't get their fundraising until almost the last minute. So, with the game jerseys, with having to put deposits down for banquet halls, for meals, getting the dorms, getting the actual facilities. This is kind of the number one thing that we have to do to move forward. So, this is kind of why we wanted the pre-launch. So, us as coaches in this chat, we can kind of get on our kids and our team and all of our players at our schools to kind of just go over, what it's going to entail. And then hopefully we can encourage them to show up for the 7 p.m. meeting if they can make it tonight. And then obviously we're going to be doing the actual launch next week. So Vince will talk all about those details. But for the most part, like I said, this is probably the most pressing issue moving forward. So, thanks again, guys, for showing up. And Vince, the floor is yours.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a corporate sponsor who's going to kick us 100 grand to run the game. So we have to fundraise for the game, and we do this every single year. In the past, basically, the kids would have to go to local businesses and get ads, which was a nightmare. We have kids handling money, getting those ads. It was just a nightmare. So what we're doing with my company, Vertical Raise, if you're not familiar with Vertical Raise, we've raised over $8 million in Michigan, and we do it the easiest possible way you could possibly fundraise. We just do a direct donation. As a coach, I've done pretty much every single fundraiser that's ever invented. I did the discount cards, that 90% of people don't ever use. So we basically just we do a direct donation campaign. So what's going to happen is at 7 o'clock tonight, we're having a meeting with all the UP All-Star players. It should just be a Zoom meeting like this. And I'm going to challenge them to come up with X amount of contacts. Okay. Because the following Sunday, a week from today, we're going to have another Zoom meeting, or we're going to have them meet in person at Advantage. And we're going to actually do the launch. Okay. So during that launch, what we're going to have the kids do is they'll upload a picture of themselves. We're going to take a quick video of any of the kids that can actually make it in person. What the picture and the video does is it assures the donors that this is not a scam. Okay, there's Johnny's picture, there's the video of the team. I'm comfortable donating to this program because I know I'm not going to get scammed. Okay, it's a 21-day launch. Each kid is responsible for raising $1,000, which is a lofty goal. Typically, if I were to fundraise for a team, each kid would have a goal of $500. Like for example, I did St. Ignace football in the fall. Small school, Class D. They raised almost $9,000. So it's super easy. People have no problem giving if they know it's a good cause and they know it's not a scam. Okay? Obviously, the UP All Star Game is it's a great cause, and we know this is not a scam. So coming up at 7 o'clock tonight, okay, I'm going to explain to the kids what's going to happen, and then a week from Sunday, one of the first things I'm going to have them do is text their landing page link to their parents and their coach. Okay. So if you have kids in the game, you're going to get some links. Okay. If you have more than one kid in the game, you might get multiple links. What I need you to do is basically, as a coach, sort of help them fundraise. Okay. So if you have contacts, if you have businesses, every community has supporters. We want to make sure that we hit up those people. Okay. So if you have multiple kids in the game, basically what I'm asking you to do is pick the kid that's going to kind of struggle okay, with fundraising. Okay, one of your kids is probably going to be somebody that needs a little bit of help with fundraising. Other kids will probably do fine on their own. They'll raise that $1,000 by themselves. If a kid raises $1,000, they're going to get one of those personalized footballs, okay, with the UP All Star Game logo on it, with our company logo on it. They'll get one of those footballs in person. So that'll be sort of incentive for them to raise $1,000. If they're raising more than $1,000, awesome. Okay, so if we can average $1,000 each, Dustin and I talked, that should be plenty of money to run the game because obviously the game is pretty expensive. Food, lodging, the dome rental, officials, like you name it. It's a pretty massive undertaking, which again we really appreciate Dustin handling that. So I got a couple other things I want to go over, but before that, does anybody have any questions? You can either unmute yourself or you can throw it in the chat. Anybody have any questions about the game or the funding? Okay, no questions. Again, if you do, just pop on. So a couple other topics. Another new thing that I'm doing with Vertical Raise this fall, we're going to have a UP Player of the Week award. Okay, it'll obviously be through the whole UP. It's going to be sponsored by Vertical Raise and possibly Dustin's business also. And sort of the same process, we're going to give the kid that wins that award a personalized game ball. Again, it'll have the UP logo on it. It'll be UP Player of the Week on one panel, and the other panel will be the business sponsor of that week, whether it's Vertical Raise or Advantage Edge or anybody else, and we will promote that locally. So if a kid from Ishpeming wins it, we'll promote it at the Marquette TV station, local newspapers. If an East End kid wins it, we'll promote it through M123 FM. Dan Hunbrook does a great job of covering the East End. So what's going to happen is every Sunday evening, okay, you'll get an email from me. So every UP coach will get an email from me basically requesting any nominations that you have that week. Okay. So if you had a kid have a big game, basically you respond to that email, any statistics, any information that you need to give me. And then on Monday, I will look at all those emails and we'll basically pick a player. And then on Tuesday, I'll either deliver that ball. I'm hoping to hand deliver the balls and then do a quick interview with that player. And that interview, again, will be on either M123 FM or a local station or whatever I can get it on, local newspaper or whatever. So that's going to happen this fall. The UP Player of the Week, I'm hoping it'll be a really huge special award. I think that ball alone will be really cool to put graduation party on the table. It'd be really cool. So UP Player of the Week is coming this fall. Look for emails Sunday after Lions game, basically is when I'm gonna send out that email for nominations. And the last thing I want to go over is I was officially the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association 8-man rep for the UP. Since I'm officially retired from coaching, they're looking for another 8-man rep. So if you are an 8-man football coach that want to get involved with the Football Coach Association, it's a great organization. Their clinic is actually next week in Lansing. let me know if you want to get involved with that. I can connect you with the right people. Other than that, we're going to have our 7 o'clock meeting with the all-star players tonight and next Sunday. And hopefully we will raise enough money to have the game and have brand new uniforms. And we want to do this right. Okay. Anybody have any questions before
Yeah,
the,
is that 7 o'clock meeting gonna get recorded? I had one of my guys, he's actually working right now. He was a little nervous about missing it, and I said, I'm sure we can get you whatever you need.
Yep, we are going to record that. I have a couple players that also can't make it. So we're going to, as soon as I get it recorded, we'll email that recording link out to everybody else. And we are going to ask them next Sunday, if you can make it to Marquette. Obviously, most can't, but if you can, we want to try to do that and to have as many as we can meet at Advantage, so we can do a really cool video for the fundraiser. All right. Other than that, go Pack, go Lions. Hopefully they meet again next Sunday in Lions Stadium. All right. Talk to you later, coaches. Have a great night.
All right, Stevens, thanks.